I will give you a detailed explanation of Bacon's essay of envy. In a paragraph, he talks about the nature of envy. He says, there be none of the affections which have been noted to fascinate or bewitch, but envy, which is the proper passion of the devil. In this paragraph, Bacon introduces envy as one of the most harmful and sinister emotions. He equates it to witchcraft, describing its ability to bewitch or fascinate individuals. He also aligns it with devil by calling it the proper passion of the devil, implying that envy corrupts human nature and is inherently destructive. Unlike other emotions, envy is continuous. It smolders within the soul, it burns throughout for a very long period within the soul, ever present and ever working during the day, during the night. In another paragraph, he talks about the manifestations of envy. He says, I quote, "It is also the vilest affection and the most depraved, for which cause it is the proper attribute of Saturn." Again, he says, it is the attribute of Saturn, blah, blah. In this paragraph, Bacon elaborates on the malicious nature of envy. He explains how it thrives on the sufferings of the others, taking pleasure when others face misfortune. This highlights the twisted and immoral aspect of envy, as it is not just about personal dissatisfaction, but about actively wishing harm upon others. In a paragraph, he talks about envy and inequality. He says, "A man that hath no virtue in himself ever envieth virtues in others." Blah, 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 blah. Here, Bacon discusses the root of envy. He argues that envy is often felt by those who lack personal virtues, and they project their dissatisfaction onto those who possess those virtues. He also explains that envy stems from comparison. People who compare their situation with others' success are more prone to envy. He warns that envy is especially dangerous when directed towards prominent individuals, as it can lead to public resentment and even downfall. So now he comes to public envy and private envy. In a paragraph, he says, public envy is an ostracism that eclipseth men when they grow too great. When one person, a politician, grows too great, he gets envy, he invites envy. In this section, Bacon distinguishes between public envy and private envy. Public envy, public jealousy occurs when society as a whole resents a powerful or successful individual, often leading to actions like ostracism. Private envy, on the other hand, is more personal and internal, and Bacon describes it as an ulcer of the soul. Bacon emphasizes the corrosive effects of both forms of envy, not only on the individuals feeling envy, but also on the targets of their resentment, targets of their envy. Now he talks about the causes of envy. He says, a man that is busy and inquisitive is commonly envious, for he knows much of other men's matters, makes them envious. In this paragraph, Bacon identifies specific causes of envy. He observes that meddlesome or overly curious people who focus excessively on others' lives are more prone to envy. He also notes that those in privileged positions, like the nobility, often envy newcomers, upstarts who rise through merit. They feel that their status is threatened. This analysis ties envy to insecurity and a preoccupation with status. In a paragraph, he talks about the signs of envy. He says, envy is ever joined with the comparing of a man's self, and where there is no comparison, there is no envy. Bacon explains that envy always arises from comparison. When people measure their own lives against others, without comparison, there can be no envy. He also points out that envy is often subtle. The envy is often disguised. Conscious people rarely admit their feelings openly, but express them through criticism, mockery, or sabotage. Bacon also suggests remedies for envy. He says the way to emancipate envy is to keep oneself a kind of lottery. This paragraph focuses on strategies to mitigate envy. Bacon suggests that one way to reduce envy is to share success or to share benefits with others, distributing them in a way that seems random or fair, like a lottery. By doing so, the target of envy can diffuse resentment. He also advises cultivating moderation and humility to avoid provoking envy. In a paragraph, he talks about historical and philosophical reflections on envy. He says, it was a good saying of the man of envy, keep thyself far from thy neighbor's goods, etc., blah, blah. Here, Bacon uses historical and philosophical references to illustrate the timeless nature of envy. He emphasizes the importance of self-awareness. He emphasizes the importance of self-restraint, as envy often arises from coveting what belongs to others. He concludes with a moral reflection. Cultivating one's own virtues and focusing on personal growth is the best defense against envy. So, to conclude, I would say that this essay of envy written by Bacon, this essay provides a comprehensive exploration of envy, describing its nature, its causes, and its harmful effects, while offering a practical and philosophical remedies. Bacon's insights reveal envy as a destructive force that undermines individuals and societies, but one that can be managed